I was first introduced to stage back in, I would want to say maybe about 2003 or something like that, by Jack Noseworthy. Jack Noseworthy is a dear friend of mine. He says, Valerie, when you move out to LA, you need to hook up with David Galligan because he does this beautiful benefiting AIDS called S.T.A.G.E. LA. And so that's what happened. I called David Galligan. I fell in love with him immediately. And then I had the honor of going to Ron Abel's house to rehearse. And that was also the first time I met Ron Abel. And it was a match made in heaven. You know, extended beyond stage. David, Ron, and I do my one-woman shows. And I always thank Jack Noseworthy for that. This year I am performing, because it's about originals, doing their original, what they created on Broadway, and I created the role, a starring role, in the show Fosse. So I am singing my song, Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries, and I think I'm going to be working with the great Jane Lanier, doing Hot Honey Rag, that we originated on Broadway. I guess my very favorite stage performance was the very first one, which is celebrating Jerome Kern, and I sang Can't Help Loving That Man of Mine. And Ron Abel arranged one of the most beautiful arrangements I have ever heard, you know, done with that particular number. And it was my first, so in that energy, that excitement, meeting these incredible performers and, you know, making long-lasting friendships along the way. But my first time was the best time. I would compare David Galligan to more Fosse, because Bob Fosse, working with his dancers, working with his actors, and usually they were combined, dancers who act. Bob is an actor, dancer, singer, choreographer. He knows how to talk to you. He knows what exactly to say. He just brings out the best in you. He can be tough on you, but you know, at the end of the day, no matter how tough he gets, or things you might not want to hear at that particular time, you know you are going to kick butt on that stage. Not saying that Hal Prince doesn't, but they're, I don't know, it's just the way Fosse would approach things is the way I feel David Galligan. I liken David Galligan to that. David always asked me to dance, and it's always an acting challenge. David loves to push me, and I thank God for that. I was so honored, so proud, so blessed to be a Fosse dancer. Fosse, for me, changed the way I perform. He is one of the biggest influences in my life as a well-rounded performer, and that's because of the way he worked, how he worked, all the lessons that he taught me, and as well as my other compadres who ever worked with Bob. You never forget. You never forget. I loved working with Hal Prince. I worked with Hal twice, as well as Bob Fosse. I worked with Hal twice in my lifetime. First time was with the show called Grind. Fortunately, didn't last too long, but it was brilliant. Just love Hal. And then, of course, with Showboat, I replaced Lynette McKee, who went on to do it on Broadway, and I took her place in Toronto. And Hal Prince is a visionary. He is a brilliant director, and we had such a great language between us. It was so simple with how he directed me, and all he had to say is one word, and it would just change my performance. So, what I would like to see the future of stage, the direction it would go into, is definitely global. I mean, with, you know, technology today, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, the internet. So I would love it to be filmed and to be put on, like, what, PBS, KCET, you know, and really get it out to the masses. That's what I would love to see, the direction of stage. Or find a cure. How's that? I would prefer that. So we don't have to do this anymore. That's my wish.